I'm calling it early. Lasha hits 225 at the Olympics. The lead up to this year's Olympics has been massive, especially for Lasha. Everyone has been thinking or asking the question, will he hit the 500 kilo total? I personally don't think he's going to hit it at this year's Olympics. I do think that he is good for it, and I think that if he was given enough time away from competitions and enough time to prepare for it, and enough people looking the wrong way, he would definitely hit 500 kilos. There is even the possibility that he's already done so outside of competition and hidden away somewhere in training. Maybe not necessarily on the same day, but at the very least, he has potentially already snatched 225 kilos, maybe even more, and then clean and jerking in the low 270s. Now, in saying that, I do think he will snatch 225 kilos. And I often think that people overlook this number. Before Lasha came along, the heaviest snatch in history was 216 kilos. Now, he pushed Salimi to do this at the Rio Olympics, but the last time we saw that number hit was in 1987 by Krastev. So far, he's put 6 kilos on a world record that was set in the late 80s, and he's done so with even bigger ease each time he's done it. The other thing about the 80s were, and especially in the late 80s, it was kind of a smorgasbord where they could get away with whatever they liked. To have put that 6 kilos on the total is unbelievable, and I still think that there is more room judging from the 222 kilos that we saw not long ago. I personally think, objectively speaking, that if he does hit 225 kilos, it's probably one of the most impressive snatches in history. We have had Blagojev hit 200 kilos at like 99 body weight or something similar, like one of the heaviest double bodyweight snatches of time. But just in terms of putting total kilos on a number from a time where they could get away with a lot more is pretty incredible. Now, if we look at his previous competitions, the last Olympics that Lasha went to, he snatched 215 kilos and then he clean and jerked 258. And his best ever total is 485 kilos. So recently in training, we've been seeing him hit that 210 to 220 range, which is like the equivalent of snatching 100%, 6 days out from competition. And although the 220 did look relatively tough, it still gives me confidence that with a bit of a taper, that 225 kilos is definitely doable. So obviously the priority for Lasha is going to be gold. The number one priority for going to the Olympics is going to be getting the gold medal. As discussed in a friend of mine's video, Brandon Accardi, hitting 1 kilo PBs is probably worth more to him as an athlete and financially than hitting big competition PBs and big competition world records. So gold comes first before any record. But with the shape he looks to be in, 225 kilo looks possible. And if he hits 220 on his second attempt, he'll probably go into the snatches with anywhere from a 5 to 10 kilo lead. So why not give the people something that they've never seen before in history? 4 slabs of beef on the bar. Do you think he does it? Cheers, guys.